Hello! Today we're going to learn how to model a simple kitchen quickly. We start modeling with the box primitive. I choose a gray color for optimization and convenience. Let's move on to the dimensions of the frame. Our standard dimensions are 580 mm deep, 600 mm wide, and 2600 mm high. Often in new buildings, the ceiling height is 2.7 meters, so we choose a kitchen height of 2600 mm. We continue, copy the box, and hold it down, Ctrl+Shift. And select the box height of 880 mm. This is without a countertop. Copy the next box. Do the same with two more boxes. Thus, we assemble the necessary cabinets in modules. Now select the case and copy it in the opposite direction. Now we select the middle blocks, from which we will make the upper cabinets, so we copy them and using the offset mode transform, set the coordinates to 670 mm along the y-axis from the lower cabinets. We apply the Edit Poly modifier to all boxes, select vertex and use snaps to set the height. We switch to the top view and set the depths using snaps and offset mode along the y-coordinate axis, 430 mm, and the upper cabinets can also be 330 mm as default. The next step is to make a countertop. Copy the box and set the dimensions, length 600 mm, height 20 mm. Using the snap function, place it in the desired location. Apply the Edit Poly modifier, select vertex, and use the snap to set the width of the countertop. Now we need to draw the main facades. Go to the case, apply the Edit Poly modifier, select Edge, select the side faces, and click on Connect. Using Snap, we divide this box. Switch to another case and repeat the same process. Let's work with the kitchen apron. You can choose an existing countertop. Rotate it 90 degrees. Switch to the top view. See that the countertop is beyond the dimensions of the kitchen, so let's correct it. Select the apron and put it in place using the snaps. Switch to the front view. Select vertex in the Edit Poly modifier and use the snap to adjust the dimensions of the element. Now select the case, go to the Edit Poly modifier, select the Attach button and add all the cabinets. Select Polygon in the Edit Poly modifier and select all the fronts of the cabinets. Switch to the top view and copy the facades with Ctrl+Shift forward. In the window, select Clone to Object. Select the copied part of the model, overlay it with the Edit Poly modifier and select Polygon. Click Insert in the window that opens, select by Polygon and set a value of 2 mm at the bottom. This will be the facade seams. Press Ctrl+I and delete. Apply the Shell modifier with a thickness value of 20 mm. Using the snaps, put the door in place. Switch to the side view. We will make the door handles now. Apply Edit Poly and select Vertex. Select the points of the lower door and lower it along the y-axis by -30 mm. And raise them from the bottom by 30 mm as well. Select Edge, select the top lines in the Selection tab and select Ring. Click Connect. Select the last vertices and move them down a bit along the y-axis. This is the handle we got. Now I'll show you how to install the appliances using Copitor to insert the kitchen set. Let's start with the oven. I select the top view and position it with the help of Snap. Select the door, go to Edit Poly and select Vertex. We select the lower vertices and tie them to the top of the cabinet, remembering to raise them by another 2 mm. Go to the frame, select Edge, select the edges and click Connect. Select 2 lines and place them according to the size of the oven. Select the side edges of the case, click Connect. You can delete the extra one. Place the line along the height of the oven. Select Polygon, click on the part that we have drawn, then click Extrude and press in about 500 to 550 mm. Next, place the stove using the snaps. Now let's move on to the sink. We also place it in the center of the second cabinet. Insulate the sink, worktop and faucet for comfort. Lower the faucet and sink below. Go to the countertop, select Edge, select the lines, select Connect, and place the lines according to the size of the sink. Select Polygon, click on the top one and lower one, and click Bridge. And that's how we did it. Let's return to the general model. Select the sink and the kitchen frame, and isolate them. Create an opening for the frame, and position the edges according to the dimensions of the sink. Choose a polygon and press the extrude about 200 to 300 mm. Return to the full model. Select the facades and attach the worktop and apron using Attach. Apply the chamfer modifier. Select the type of chamfer and set the chamfer size to 0.5 mm. That's how the kitchen turned out. Thank you for your attention.